What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Rob's Gaming Table. Let me know in the chat if you can hear me. I whipped this stream kind of together last minute. Sorry I'm late. PC problems. Mic wasn't working. Had to reboot. But thank you for those tuning in. What we're going to do today is go over the Euthia Kickstarter, which should be launching any minute if it hasn't already. I'm sure you guys will let me know in the chat, but my page says it hasn't. I haven't got an email yet or anything. Oh, it's up. It's up. It's official. Let's go here. Let's go to the Euthia thing. If we can get it. Hey, George, how's it going? Sajat, what's up? Dragon, hello. We can hear us. All right. Okay, perfect. Thank you, guys. All right. All right, perfect. You guys can hear me. Okay, so let's see here. So here it is. It's live, and the numbers are kicking in here. All right, so let's take a look at what they got. What I'm curious is, what are their stretch goals? So just disclaimer, this company, Diea Games, as you see here, reached out to me late last year and asked if I would be interested in creating a video for their game. And I get that email from many different publishers, and depending on what's going on at the time or if I even like the game or it looks interesting, I usually say no. But there's a few I've worked with in the past. But this one, I looked at it, it looked interesting, but then I got busy with other things and responded to them a little later. They delayed their Kickstarter, so it gave me more time to look at it. And yeah, they sent me a prototype copy, as you guys have seen on the channel. I've been doing playthroughs of it. But I didn't want any money for the playthrough. I just thought the game looked interesting. I wanted to check it out. So I said I would do a video for them, at least a playthrough. But I got the game and Mel and I started playing it and we're like, man, this is really fun. It's like more fun than we thought it would be. And yeah, we've been having a blast with that, as you guys saw in our two live playthrough, or one recorded playthrough, one live playthrough. We've been having fun with it. I tried the solo yesterday off camera. It's fine. It feels like you're playing Euthia, and I'll be showcasing that tomorrow live on the channel, so you guys can check that out. But yeah, I was just interested in the game, so I'm checking it out here. I'm not being paid to do this or anything like that. So yeah, I'm just checking it out. I'm very interested in this one. It's very cool. It's cool being a part of it, like having a prototype and actually played it. Most Kickstarters I look at and I'm like, yeah, there's no rule book, there's like no good gameplay video sometimes, and then I'm just like, I'll check it out later at retail or see it on the secondhand market if it's really that good. But this game seems interesting, so I want to check out the Kickstarter because I know they're adding more stuff than I have in the prototype. Loud and clear. Pledge Dragon's backed it. Let's see, Dragon is in somewhere within 0 to 48, I'm assuming. He's in the chat, he's backed it. Yeah, we've been having some good comments on the videos. Lots of people just saying that they're like, gonna back it, thanks for doing the video and stuff. And I got it, and I was only supposed to do one playthrough, and I figured we'd do the standard mode. But then they gave us 2 other scenarios with it, and I think we're gonna do the other one this weekend, the third one included in the box. But they've added some other ones to the Kickstarter page. So I'm very curious. And they have this day one Griffin thing that I've talked about in my previous videos. It's like kind of a fast travel thing. You can kind of use the location. It gives you a tile, I guess, to shuffle in. I don't know what chapter or how you use it, but you shuffle it in, and then I think you get to use this Griffin to kind of zip around the map. But I don't know exactly how that's going to work. I don't know if they explain it below at all, but that's what we're here to check out. Let's see if I can zoom this in a little bit. Is that better? Yeah, maybe that's better. Might be a little blurry because I'm zooming in the images to kind of make it more readable on video. So yeah, I found this with the Frosthaven Kickstarter. I was blowing it up and I was like, man, these images are very low quality. It's because I was zoomed in on them, so for video purposes, so you guys can see it. But if you guys have any questions in the chat, I figured I'd do this stream for like about an hour or so. We'll just go through what's on the Kickstarter page, talk about things in the game that I have. Remember, I have a prototype though, that was sent to me not many months ago, couple months ago. Thanks to the COVID, it was delayed by like a month. But I've had a chance to play the solo once, but I've played the 2-player about 5 or 6 times now with Mel. A couple times you've seen on the channel. And we've only played the first 2 scenarios. So Faruga the Dragon and Mirazel, and that stuff will be listed below. But yes, there are a ton of components in the box. Yeah, the box weighs 13 pounds with all the cardboard inside. And they do have a minis option. Yeah, I'm just kind of scrolling past some of this stuff. Let me just check the chat. What are you guys saying here? Just got the launch email? Let me check my email here. Let's see. I set notify me. Oh, there it is. Yep, I got it at 5 after. I got it 3 minutes ago, technically. But yeah, I was like, oh, they're not live either, so I'm in no rush. I'm trying to troubleshoot. I was gonna do the stream. I was gonna schedule it yesterday, but then I was trying to figure out when it was going live, and I was looking around and I couldn't figure out when the Kickstarter was actually launching at a specific time. So I was waiting, and then I just gave up. So then I was like, I won't stream it. Then this morning, Mel noticed. She's like, oh, they posted the times last night that it's noon Eastern time for us. So I was like, oh, well, I was in the middle of doing stuff. So I was like, I don't know if I should do a live stream. And then I was just editing on the PC here, and then a Discord popped up saying, hey, Rob, you can do that live stream? And I was like, yep, I should probably try that. And I was sitting in front of the computer. I thought, let's grab the green screen. Let's grab some lights. Let's get some images created and some scenes and stuff, and get this live stream, see how fast I can put together a live stream from nothing. So I apologize. I was obviously late too. I am sorry. All right, let's see. And I only have 2 monitors in here because Mel's working from home, so she jacked one of my monitors. So trying to see the live stream chat at the same time as making sure the stream's working is a little rough here. So I'll try to make it work with two monitors. I have one like really tiny monitor here that I'm using, rather than my 3 monitor setup I usually have in this room. Let's see, pledge, Kickstarter. All right, Beta says, thank you for playing the game for us. I thought about Let's See, and then watched you 3 hours playing a game without being bored. Well done. Yeah, and we had fun. Like, when we did the video, we knew it took like 4 hours, 3 to 4 hours every time we were playing it. But remember, we kept stopping, like looking up rules. We would take breaks, and we were just practicing the game, trying it out, trying to learn the rules. When we emailed the developer to get some clarifications, because we had some earlier like rough drafts of the rules originally, and they were like tweaking stuff and removing stuff from the game and adding it from the game. So we were playing with it, and we were like, let's play again. Let's play again. We kept playing for a couple weeks each weekend, and then we recorded a playthrough, but there was still some mistakes in it, so I wanted to record it again. I didn't have to. I could have just put notes in the video, but I was like, I kind of want to play the game again. So we played it again. We recorded it again. I edited the changes into the video. Still, there's like 1 or 2 rules mistakes, but they're minor. It's not going to change like, how the game is portrayed. Like, it's not completely broken or anything like that. But yeah, we had fun playing it. And then I was like, you know what? Let's do a live stream of the second scenario, because I have it. I would love to show it. Most of the time when a Kickstarter comes out, everyone just does like the minimal coverage. Like, everyone does like 7-minute overview videos, and nobody really does many gameplay videos, or they do half gameplay videos of big games like this. They don't go that deep into the rules. They don't look at everything. So I thought, yeah, we'll play the second scenario, see how it goes. And we knew it'd be a long stream. We didn't have to do that. So we were just like, let's just have some fun and stream that game. Because we wanted to try the scenario, so we figured let's put on the cameras, have some fun with it. So we're thinking the same thing this coming weekend. So if you're not sure about that third scenario with Brassath and you want to see all the legends and stuff in the game, yeah, subscribe to the channel. I'll put that stream up probably later today. I just have to make sure Mel is available to play on that day, and I'll open. All right. Dragon was 6 to back it. Just got that now for you backed. How's the solo play? So Volkira, sorry. It's fine. It feels like I'll go over it more in depth tomorrow. So like, if you aren't unsure about backing, like, I know there's a first day reward. So like, I know you can always back, change your pledge, like just do a minimal pledge. You can cancel later if you want. But if you want to get this Griffin mini that's in here for free, and you're interested in the game, you think you'll probably back it, you probably want to grab that, right? It's free. Otherwise, you got to pay for it later as an add-on, which we'll hopefully see how much that is. But I'll be going in depth over the solo tomorrow in a playthrough live stream around this time. It's already scheduled, actually. You can set reminders for it. Just go to the main YouTube page. You'll see upcoming live streams, and you can set a reminder for that. But it is fun. I just played it yesterday the first time. I was trying to go through the rules, understand it. I was playing a little slow, trying to make sure I understand everything. Hopefully I get it all right when I stream tomorrow. But it was fine. Like, the combat worked fine. It uses cards instead of rolling dice for the monster, and there's no other player, obviously, to control the monster player. They flip like cards from a deck that tells you the die result, and then tells you what tokens to spend of the Gar or Chaos tokens if they have any. And the whole time you're playing, they're like building up their own like cache or hand of Chaos and Gold cards. And so if they flip a card that says they need to spend a Gar, if they have a Gar, they'll spend it on you. And it felt pretty good. Like, I was having a challenge with the enemies. It felt kind of like they were making decisions. They were playing cards from their hand. And yeah, I was a little afraid to go into some fights. I felt like I wasn't prepared. Kind of caught me off guard, because it's not like playing another player where you're like, you look at their hand and you're like, yeah, they probably won't play a card if they're trying to build up a set or get some gold cards going. But this, it's just like you flip a card and it'll be like, oh, they want to spend a chaos token. They're going to spend it right here in the first turn. No questions asked. So sometimes they'll whip out a gold card, monster card, and slap you with some good ability. And you wouldn't normally have a player doing that so early in the game sometimes. But they slowly build up their hand too while you're playing. Like every time you draw a monster card, they get one. And at the start of each round, they also get a monster card. So they're slowly building up this nice little deck of cards. So they like always have an effect ready to smack you. So I'll show more of that in detail tomorrow. But that's the only part really that another player is there for. It's kind of weird how you get to roam around the map without anyone kind of bothering you. And you are playing with less tiles, so the map's a little smaller. But it's neat. It feels cool. Like you're playing, running around, I'm leveling up, I'm trying to get ready for a dragon fight. It felt like I was just playing Euthia. Like it was fine. Like there was nothing bad about it, and it was cool trying to figure out a little puzzle. You're still looking at the map trying to solve a puzzle of like, where do I go now? I only have this much move, this many tokens, but it's pretty fast because you only have those 3 actions. So it's like, I want to move, do this, done, next round. Like, you know, you get no combat, you flip a couple other cards, you go through the rounds, boom, done. You don't have to wait for the other player to think about what monster cards they want to play. Should they spend a chaos? Should they spend a gar? Should they re-roll your dice? There's none of that delay, right? It's just you just flip a card and you're like, oh, well, they're going to play a card against me. Oh, they're going to re-roll one of their dice. Okay. And they do use dice. The first value of the dice are on a card. You can see all this in the rules if you're curious. The rules are on here in the Kickstarter. So you can download that PDF. It's a draft. They're still working on the rules. They're still adding stuff to it, which I've seen them doing over the last like month or so. I've seen different versions of the rules, but they're slowly adding stuff in, and it's down here somewhere. Oh, who's this guy? Aha, you should watch this guy's videos. They're pretty good. All right. Well, either way, I'm going to go through this Kickstarter. I'm sorry. I'm scrolling and blabbing. Let's see. Work through the chat slowly. So if you have questions, drop them in the chat. I'll get to them. I'm just working my way through here. John Crocker says, how many map tiles come out per chapter? I believe there's about 10 map tiles per chapter in the game. But then there's 3 types. There is fixed tiles, which you play with these 3 set each time. If you're playing solo, you only play with 2 of those tiles. Then there's a couple encounter tiles in each one, and those are the ones that create those quest decks, like bringing the blacksmith, the dwarf, the hunter, the witch, the priest, the druid. There's like a whole bunch in the box. You haven't even seen them all in our videos. So hopefully I can show a couple of those off tomorrow that you haven't seen. The mercenaries. There's like a mercenary place where you bring armor to them and help them, and they'll help you with getting monster rewards and stuff. It's kind of neat. But each chapter has a couple of those in there, and it goes all the way up to chapter 5 for tiles. And then there's a whole bunch of basic tiles in each one that you shuffle randomly and throw in after. And there's little tables, depending on which scenario you're playing, how many players you're playing, that will tell you how many of those tiles to use randomly, and then you shuffle them all in and stack them up. So in solo, there is roughly, I would say probably 5 to 7 less tiles than there were when Mel and I were playing 2-player. But there's still a big enough map to explore. Like I couldn't get all around all over the place, and I still didn't see tiles in my playthrough that were sitting off to the side just based on what I was doing. But lots of variability in the tiles for sure. Rodnuff's here. Hey Rob, the Melee Slayer. I know. It is fiddly with all those number of tokens. Oh, is it fiddly? Sorry, Yahud's asking. Yeah. This is the one little downside to the game, and I noticed when I've now set up the game on different tables around my house for either filming or just playing off camera. And keep in mind, I have a prototype, and it's all in baggies. I don't want to create a custom or a bias. You obviously can't buy a storage solution for this, but I could buy like tackle boxes and little containers and stuff for it. I don't have that. So everything's just in baggies. But it takes a while to get all the baggies out, separate all the tokens, and then all the tiles. You got to build the tiles for each scenario. Obviously, as you play more often, it'll become way easier. And obviously, as storage solutions come out for this game, they might even offer one in this Kickstarter. I don't even know. But in my mind, when and if they said they hopefully will send me a review copy of this game in the end. Assuming it funds and everything. Hopefully I'll get a review copy later. If I get that final copy with all the stuff in it, I will figure out a storage solution for that to make bringing it out kind of like Gloomhaven really quickly, like by having everything organized, labeled in containers, so I can just pop out a plano container or something, open it up and start playing. But right now it's all in baggies, so I'm like dumping out baggie after baggie on the table and sorting it out and figuring out what goes where, putting all the pieces in my containers. Especially for video filming, I kind of care how it looks on the table, so I'm like lining things up. So it takes a while. but it's cool. Like the tactile feel of having all these little tiles and stuff, it's neat. Like once you get it all set up and you're playing, just like Gloomhaven. Gloomhaven takes a while to set up. Everyone hates that part of it. Building your maps, finding all your tiles, getting all your tokens out, finding what character you're playing with, getting all their stuff together, getting their cards ready, getting your deck ready, choosing your cards, upgrading your card, all this upkeep between scenarios and stuff, and getting set up and tear down and all that is a pain. But when you're into a game that deep, like without all that stuff, the game wouldn't be as deep as it is with as much variability as it is. So it's like the trade-off, and all big games do this. Like Mage Knight's like this, right? It's tons of crap in the box, tons of cards to put together and decks to sort out and all that stuff. So same thing, and like, but Mage Knight's deep and fun and challenging. And it's like epic kind of, you know. So it's like that's what you get. Like, so I can't complain about that because like without all that stuff, like it'd get boring fast if you didn't have if you didn't have a stack like this of just merchant tiles to choose from. Like I still see tiles, I'm like, oh, that's in this deck, or oh, I haven't seen that. Like every time we play, we see less than half of the merchant tiles and the Dragon Slayer, the Dragon Slayer towers. We barely chiseled in that deck, and the cave natural resource deck we've barely gone into because we haven't played the later scenarios where you're getting built up that big to be going in there. So lots of variability, lots of stuff. I don't know, not a complaint, but there is a lot of tokens. Like 13 pounds is the game with just cardboard in it. Like, like there's a lot. Let's see. I'm going to play that wizard tomorrow, actually. I'm going to be playing him tomorrow. Malder or whatever. That's what I was playing yesterday when I was trying out the solo. He's pretty fun. Chris Carr says, during the playthroughs, Mel's characters seem underpowered compared to yours. Was that just the way you both played, or is that going to be a problem? I reached out to the developer about that, because Mel and I were kind of playing, we noticed, like, she was always picking a casting character, and I was always playing one of the, like, melee dudes with first strike or whatever. And I asked them, I said, I'm always killing it. But they analyzed our videos and were saying, like, the way Mel played and choices she made kind of led to her getting less points and that kind of thing. So Mel plays differently than I do, and we'll see. But they say in their playtesting, and other people who've played are like crushing it with some of those characters that Mel's played and winning multiple player games. So I don't know, but I'm assuming it'll get playtested, they'll work it out and figure out what's what. We're just probably doing stuff incorrectly. So it's not on the game. I feel that's how we were playing. And keep in mind, I played the same character for like 4 playthroughs straight. So I really honed that the yellow character, Kalia or whatever. I really got good with her. Like I knew exactly what I was looking for, when to like hit up a trade place, what abilities I need to work for, what sets of armor I was looking for that are great with her in the scenarios and stuff. But Mel kept trying different characters each time. So she hadn't had enough games in with the character she played, I think. So she had like 1 game in with the one in the first video. And then the second video, that was her first time playing that character? Yeah, first time playing Malder. So yeah, but it was my first time playing the barbarian dude that I was playing, but he felt almost exactly the same as the other girl I was playing, like same play style of like just fight, first strikes, like big weapons, hit hard, and just hopefully you have enough armor and health to just survive the beat down. But yeah, I don't know, it's hard to say. I'm not sure. We've only had a small amount of playthroughs, right? So it's like hard to say, and we're different players. And Mel's in the chat. So she's gonna. I'm sorry, Mel, but it's you know we'll see. Next time we play, I want to switch it up so she's playing the type of character I was playing, and I play like a magic caster, and we'll see. But again, I will have little experience with that, so I don't know. But ask those questions on the Patreon. Like say I saw this in a video, like, and they'll give you a write up of why and what could be done different. Yeah, where's that couch again? I'm gonna be on the couch again. Says in the Kickstarter there will be an app that controls the AI too. Yes, there will be. Let's look through this Kickstarter. I'm sitting here. This is why I did the whole stream. I want to look through this. So let's look. Yes, George is right. The level of fiddliness seems on par with Mage Knight. It does. It is exactly on par with that. Yes. I asked Mel if it's okay to say that when I emailed the company. I was like, Mel, I'm gonna say like that your play maybe was the fault, but I want to ask them, like, is there a balance issue, or some strategy tips that Mel could try to play differently with those characters? Because I hadn't played with a single magic character, so it was hard for me to help Mel out there and figure out a good way to play. But I just really know how to play the character I had, so I was crushing it. That's what I think. Okay, so let's see here. What do we have? Okay, so this is the stuff I know. We got Faruga, we have Mirazel, and Brassat. This one we'll be playing on Saturday, I hope, or Sunday, we'll see. I'll schedule it soon, just stay tuned to the channel for that. If you subscribe, hit the notification bell, you won't miss when we go live. But yeah, it has these sick looking tiles in it, like these legend tiles. You're not fighting a dragon per se. The dragon's like trying to come back and you're trying to stop him from like returning to the earth, basically, kind of idea. So you're trying to like do all these like legends, which are kind of like quests. They're more epic and they involve a few more steps to them, from my understanding. Quick read of the rulebook, that's kind of my interpretation of it. But they're adding other scenarios, and this I saw the other day and was like, God damn, this is awesome. So they're adding the hunt, which seems like a quicker scenario. Learn all the game mechanics in the short 7-round scenario. Your main goal is to take down at least one level 2 monster and get an extra reputation. This is super smart to do this. I kind of wish they did this beforehand, because then you'd probably see a lot more gameplay videos from some of the people who got review copies. Because if they could play a 7-round scenario of the game, you would see other people trying out more different characters, doing this shorter scenario to give you a feel of it. Like it took us a while to play and learn and figure it out, we played the whole scenario like front to back, the Faruga scenario, like many times as I said, and it says 60 minutes per player, but when you're learning and you don't know what you're doing, it's like more like 120 minutes per player there. And when you're constantly checking the rule book. But I assume when you know what you're doing, you can get this game out and just play and then and rip through it hopefully faster. But this is a cool idea to learn the game. Kind of like the walkthrough in Mage Knight, where you just kind of like keep playing till you find a city. So it's not as long, and it kind of shows you a bit of the rules. So then you can go back and read the more complicated sections of the rule book after. So I like that. Yeah, Mel's in the chat. If you guys want to ask her about how she felt with her players and how dirty I was as a player and the bad things I did with monster cards to ruin her playthrough, she'll answer you. Let's see here. So they also added Fair Invocation. I don't know how you say that, but 50 minutes per player. Get more dark magic into your hands to weaken your opponents. Each player takes 1 silver card at the beginning of each round. So this just makes it so you have stronger monsters you're controlling. Because when you're able, early especially in that level 1 deck, there's some guys that give you a couple chaos tokens, and sometimes early in the game you don't have monster cards yet. So it's like you can't really do much to deter your opponent, which makes sense. It adds to it lets the player explore and earn some reputation early without getting their ass handed to them. But in this case, it's like highly competitive. Okay, you want to have monsters challenge you harder? Yeah, give every player more monster cards so they're more willing to spend the cards to smash you, is a smart idea. So that's cool they're adding that kind of scenario to it. I guess I don't know what the other rules are with this, but I guess I could just play that way right now with the components I have. Just say every round we each take a silver card. Let's do this. Semi-cooperative. Imminent threat. 40 minutes per player. Enemies were sent to occupy the Church of St. Michael. You will have to join forces and fight them back. So this sounds like a tower defense kind of mode. I don't know what this is, but it sounds like that to me. Where you'll kind of be probably fighting off waves of monsters or something coming at you, and you're defending a place. It sounds like, but I could be wrong. But that's what it sounds like. Semi-cooperative? I don't know. Not really. Semi-cooperative is kind of like lame, in my opinion, but you can always play without the semi part of the cooperative stuff in most games. Like Legendary, let's say it's semi-cooperative, but nobody tallies points when they're playing. You just try to win as a group, but then you're supposed to tally up points after to see who was the better hero out of the play, and that's super lame. I've never ever done that. So a lot of people don't do that. They just leave out the semi part of it, but I don't know what this is doing, so maybe the semi part's awesome. Not enough info there, but maybe they'll put it in an FAQ. So here's ways to score points. All this stuff, if you're interested about any of this stuff I'm scrolling past, just go watch one of our playthrough videos. I go through it all in there. You can see it played. There's also overviews on the page down below here. You can see solo mode. Yep, solo mode. You'll see that tomorrow on the channel. Oh, they've already scheduled it here. Ah, awesome. Yes, this should be tomorrow. Can we... Yeah, look, you can click on that link and set a reminder right here. Oh, awesome. Hold on, 23 waiting for it. No, that's not right. Is that right? That's cool if that's right. What? 23 people waiting? 4 likes? Look at that, 4 likes. That's cool. That's super cool. I've never seen that before. I've had like 23 waiting right before I start, or if I'm running late. But I've never seen it the day before. That's cool. That's cool. All right. So they have an app, which they're supposedly working on. I didn't know about this till like yesterday when I saw it on the page here. But they're going to add an app to add AI in solo mode, which is cool. It just speeds it up, right? You probably won't have to fiddle with the cards and the dice and the tokens and all that stuff, I assume. Some rules help here. Extends gaming experience. I don't know what that means, but hopefully they answer some of that in an update and tell people more what's going on there. But hey, I want to be a part of playing with that. That would be cool. I didn't even know they were doing that when I was playing the game. What's in the box? Tons of cardboard. That's what's in the box. But it's nice. Like, I have a prototype that's like just screen printed. It's not like mass produced, so it doesn't look as good. Like, the contrasts are not as great, and some of the cuts on the cardboard are off and stuff because it's just like, you know, made in low quantities. But it still looks great. Like, the art's beautiful. I love it. I think it's great. Like Mulder, look at this guy. He's just so awesome. Yeah. So Taysiri, however you say that, Taysiri. That's the first one Mel played. She's very focused on like controlling monsters, so she's probably great in like multiplayer playthroughs. I don't know about in solo. I've not really looked at her abilities to see how great she'd be in solo, but she's someone I want to play on the channel. Maybe I'll play her on Saturday and see how it goes. But yeah, she's a character we haven't played in video yet. So you get a whole bunch of junk here, whole bunch of junk. Look at all these. Yeah, here you go. Here's all the tile counts. 12 chapter 1 tiles, 12 chapter 2, 12 chapter 3, 14 chapter 4, and chapter 5, you've barely seen any of these in our playthroughs, but they are going to be seen a lot in our Saturday playthrough or Sunday playthrough, whenever we play the third scenario. Because they have like all those giant legendary tiles on them. Level 3 monsters. We haven't even really looked in there. There's the cards that control. So if you're playing more than 2 players, you have these control cards to find out who's going to control the monster. So it's not always the same player. So you don't know. You can look around the table and see, okay, Mel's got this many cards. Kyle's got that many monster cards. He's looking to kill me, whatever. But then you draw from this deck to find out who's controlling it. So it's not always the same player that you have to fight. So you can fight a monster, die, and then go fight that same monster, and it might be a different player controlling them with a different hand of monster cards and maybe a different aggressiveness style to them. So it's kind of cool to have that human element, right? But yeah, they have that there to help with that, which you don't see us using the videos because 2-player, it's always going to be the other player who's playing it, the cards. So tons of, like, look at 64 of these little gem tokens. That's so many of these. 44 essence, like there's so many tokens. But remember in our videos too, I put all those tokens out, but in a 2-player game, you don't really need as many on the table. So you could play with less of these tokens and make it less fiddly. You could probably bag them or store them separately. So you have like a 2-player setup or a solo setup only. So you have way less tokens on the table. There's that's a possibility. But there is a lot, like 24 different cave resource tiles to go through, like 25 lake, 25 mountain. Where's the treasure? The treasure is huge. 42 treasure tiles. Like, it's crazy. Like, it's like a stack like this if you put it on the table. Like, it's nuts. So we always keep it off camera. Like, there's so many extras. But it's cool that there's that much variability and that many things that you will or won't see in a game. Let's see. Yeah, Mel's saying the character she was playing doesn't feel as strong, like the whole not having a first strike option. There are first strike abilities in some of the magic characters, but I think they're abilities you get later. But they do have an option to do an attack in that first strike window before the monster. But I just gravitated toward that because I was like, first strike sounds cool. Like, I'm able to kind of, it's like a ranged idea. I'm hitting the monster before they get a chance to attack me. Sounded great. So that's why I picked a character with that. But it seems like that's like really powerful, especially when you're fighting the dragon. You get that extra damage in there too to help total up and get some more victory points. So some of those magic users don't really have that at an early play. But they have some pretty hard-hitting spells. So, I don't know. Played all the similar characters, not tried the fighter character. So Ghost Child says, I was looking at Mage Knight and Sanctum recently for possible purchase, but then stumbled upon you streaming this game and decided on Euthia instead. Thanks for your streams. Looks like a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun. Sanctum is a game I was looking at. I may get that on the channel in the future, actually, to play through. And Mage Knight eventually, too. Let's see. Watch yourself play solo now before you play tomorrow. You can watch, actually, you know what you guys should check out today? Go on and head on over to, where is this? Let's see, let me get it on here. So I tweeted about it, but today Paul Grogan over at Gaming Rules, he also received a copy of the game. We've been chatting kind of in the background here, and he is doing, I don't know if you can see this here. So today at 2 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. UK time, I believe it is, he's doing a live stream tutorial playthrough. I think it's live. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, live in 85 minutes. So after this stream, go ahead on over there, set a reminder. He's got 15 waiting for his stream. But he's going to do kind of a playthrough of it. I don't know exactly what he's doing, if he's doing multiplayer, solo. I don't know. Maybe he's going to show off solo. So that might be a way to check out that. So he'll be going through the game again. So if you want to watch more Euthia today before you back, or to get a different perspective on it, and you have a similar taste to Paul, he might give you another look at it here that, you know, might help you out decide whether you want to back it or not. So I will link this. Actually, let me grab this link. I will link this actually in the description below. We don't need the preview page anymore. Let me just get that set up here. That might be on this page already, but I'll drop it in the link below. Gaming Rules live stream. Okay, I dropped it in the link down in the description of this video, so if you refresh the page, it should be down there. But you can find it by just searching Gaming Rules on YouTube. But he's going to be doing a playthrough today. So that's why I won't be playing today. I do not want to conflict with another person streaming it. So, yeah. All right, let's see here. So here's the miniatures. So we didn't have this. They let me know after we already had a copy of it that they decided they were going to add miniatures to the game. And they're also now going to add a dragon miniature for Faruga, which is kind of cool. And there he is there. I'm a sucker for dragon minis. Yep, I'm a sucker for that stuff. Whether they're painted or not, I just love having a big dragon mini on the table. That's cool stuff. One of the things that draws me to Dark Souls, the board game. Oh, so they have stuff that's locked up. I don't know if we'll see that. I might have to refresh. But I just want to go through the main page here. So $79 US for the base game. If you're okay with standees, I think that's a great price. I think that's a great price. Which is 25% off. It keeps hovering over, or turning green when I hover over it, but I don't know if you guys can see that. Yeah. But it comes, stop it. So shipping is not included. That cost extra, we'll see that down below. Estimated delivery April 2021, which is pretty standard for Kickstarters right now, to be like a year out. Yeah. And then they have the miniatures version, which is only $95 if you want 5 hero miniatures and this dragon mini. And they'll give you the files, I guess you can print out your own minis. If you have a 3D printer, I think that's what that's for. Which I think is pretty neat that they just give that stuff away. So you could do that if you just want to buy this version. The paper cardboard version, you can still get those STL files. So they're not out to like gouge you there, like and whatever. So it's your choice. You can do group pledges, which I'm assuming is more like a retailer thing, maybe. I don't know. Or if you want 6 of them together, you just need 1 for every room in your house, or you have a friend that needs 3 copies, maybe. But yeah, if you have people you know in a gaming group, that works good. Multi-miniature pledge. Oh, first time on Kickstarter, help page here. Stretch goals, here we go. This is what I'm interested in. What is going on with this stuff? Shaking the desk. Let's see, 8 monster cards. Okay, so they're adding new monsters. That's cool. So already my copy is out of date and not as good. Just kidding. All right. Black wash finish for all miniatures. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. I like Tainted Grail the way it had that like other, what the heck was that called? That like wash and the texture they had on the minis. You could sun drop miniatures. I thought it was a neat touch. For people like me that don't paint, I mean, that's a cool option. What do we got here? Achievement sheets. Yes, we were talking about this in our live stream the other day. We had no idea, and we're like, man, you should make like unlocks, like achievements to unlock, and they already had that in the works supposedly. Here, a quest pack. So some additional quests. That's cool. A linen finish, so better quality for all the game components. That's cool. And I'm assuming that creates like better durability on the components. I don't know. We got the new dwarf hero. So another hero, which is, man, that's awesome. A 6th hero in the box. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. We got a mini, obviously. And at 280k, lore and art book. Yeah, I'm not really a fan of these lore and art books. I love lore and art books. I have a few, but then I find they just kind of sit on a table for a bit. I forget they're there. Then I put them away when I move or something. And then I just never pull them out or really don't care about them after a while. And then you collect so many and it's just like, all right, all these heavy books here, where am I putting these? And yeah, so they're just like kind of like board games, right? You build up this collection, you're like, okay, now I have all this stuff. Where do I put it? So, but they're cool. That's cool that they offer that. Add-ons, here we go. So the add-ons, they're in development. Their appearance and price will be revealed in the second half of the duration of the campaign. So after they show the prices, you can increase your pledge amount, and you're able to change your pledge amount anytime during the 28 days of the campaign. So yeah, you can always mess with your pledge amount. It doesn't actually come out until the campaign ends. So you can always add and mess with stuff, and I'm sure you can add this stuff in after in like the backer kit or whatever it's called, the pledge manager. So you can add the Griffin add-on later if you need another one or you didn't get in the first 24 hours. Metal coins, a minis pack, insert and organizer. So there they go, they're working on something. Custom dice, yes, that's the one thing about this game. The dice are boring. Like I don't know why they're using plain dice. Yeah, I mean, I thought it was because it was a prototype, but I see it in all the pictures on here. That's a missed opportunity because like in 2020, you should not have plain dice. You should have your pips should be swords or skulls or something. Like there should be some cool dice that you have. And that's what I think. Or some cool texture on them or translucent or something. Like it just shouldn't be just plain solid color dice. But they work. They work, of course. It just doesn't look as pretty on the table. Card sleeves. Cool. And then they describe why you would love this game and their influences from fantasy RPG, PC games from the 90s and stuff. If you like exploring variability, you can modify your luck rolls. You can mitigate your luck is what I'm trying to say. Mess with other players. If you like being competitive, that stuff's here. Tons of components. Yeah, that's an understatement. Leveling up your hero. Yeah, that's great. Combat's very weird. It gets different. It's very different. It's not what I expected. A lot of companies today are doing like card play, like mainly cards for combat. There's still cards involved, but it's like not how you would expect. It's interesting. And solo gaming. Yeah, that's great to have. That's what got me interested right from the start. I'm like, you better have solo. Even though it's competitive, the fact they added a solo mode, I like that. And if it's not for you, if you need storytelling, they don't have flavor text on all the cards and all this fluff, which I don't really care about. I'm fine without that stuff being in a game. Sorry, let me check the chat here. I'm falling behind. Brian Murphy's here. Hey, Brian. Hello, Rob. And 23 Pillar waiting. Need to keep your distance. It's 24 waiting. What? Are you serious? Is this a thing? Like you just keep it open in a tab and wait till you hear me yelling it through the mic tomorrow? I guess that's a good way. It's like, I guess if you don't trust YouTube reminders, where is that? Actually, I can probably open it in a different tab. Let's see. Fun of live streaming here. So, boop. All right. So I'm live now. Tomorrow, solo playthrough. 23 wait. You guys are awesome. That's cool. That's cool. All right. That's cool. All right. Let's see here. Edgar's here. Hey, Edgar. They asked $73 for shipping while country next to mine is 14. Like, why? I'm not sure. Ask them. Ask them. You can post that on their Facebook. They have a Facebook community that's linked down in the description below. You can probably ask that here on Kickstarter. You can email them at their page. Go to Euthia.com. You can go here and email them. There's an email link at the bottom of the page here. So you can hit them up. Ask them why. They'll probably explain. Maybe there's like import fees and stuff for your country. But maybe somebody in the chat knows too why. But yeah, I'm not sure. We'll look at the shipping table actually. Let's see, Brian's saying, we have to game after the kids are sleeping, although best question was during Rob on 7con, and when they said again, why does he do this to himself? That's awesome. Okay, let's see. Rodnoff back for $1. He's waiting to see. Oh, Russia. Edgar's from Russia. No Kickstarter included as EU. 900 kilometers away from nearest EU country. And so John's here. So who's buying? Yes to achievement sheets. Sam's already backed. Mini's version. George could, in theory, back this for solo, but he needs to wait for me to solo stream it tomorrow, I guess. John's here. Hello, John. But yeah, George, if you already played Mage Knight and you pull it out and you're still having fun playing that over and over again, which I still haven't dived into it enough at all. I've only played a couple times now. But yeah, I have more Mage Knight to play, that's for sure. But I still am interested in this game, and this game's a year out. So it's like, for me, it's cool to see this. I like how it was easier, I think, to learn this than it was for Mage Knight. And the combat seems a little quicker, and it's interesting to me. I do love the Mage Knight combat, but sometimes you can sit there for a while like trying to figure out the puzzle. In this, it's like just roll your dice and then figure out if you want to spend a guard token. I guess that could you could add some time to that, or whether you want to use abilities. I guess it's kind of similar. But yeah, it's just different. I think it's different. But yeah, roaming around the map and liberating places, yeah, that's similar obviously to Mage Knight. They're both inspired by the same game, that Heroes of Might and Magic, so that explains why they're similar. And Kate's here. Hello, Kate. Good afternoon. Good morning. Good morning for you, I think. I think you said you're more west. Yeah, Mage Knight's card play, though, I'm not knocking it. It's amazing. That's one of my favorite things about the game. You can see the influence of that in, like, Gloomhaven, for sure. Yeah, and I don't know how people are saying you should back now just so you don't miss the Griffin miniature, but I'm not sure how much it's going to cost later because it wasn't listed in the add-ons, right? That's the sneaky part. They don't tell you. Right here it says Griffin add-on, but they're not even sure the price of it. So you're not sure if, like, you wait, is it just a $5 add-on? Is it a $30 add-on? Like, who knows, right? So, like, I don't know what to say. But if you back now, I think you, even at $1 or $10 or whatever the minimum thing is, I think you're like locked in for it, but I'm not sure. But it is just one miniature, one tile, and a card. Like, it's not going to make or break the game for you, that's for sure. It's just a nice bonus for backing it early, I guess. But I don't let those dictate my fear of missing out or anything like that. Like, it's an extra component of the game you may or may not play with that often. So it's like, you gotta like the game as a whole, in my opinion. And as long as you get that and it's good, it's fine. Reviews and previews. All right, so we got a preview here for the Game Boy Geek. You can check out. All this stuff's very far down on the page here, about halfway down. There's a Bored to Death. These guys are out of actually Montreal, Canada, I believe. They have a preview of the game here. This one, I believe, is not in English. Not in English. And these guys are from Czech Republic, I think it is. So they have they've made this game before, a similar game like this. This is like kind of like a second edition of it. But they made a game just in their home native language, did a crowdfunding campaign. It was funded. They have a bunch of hardcore fans that love this game, so they thought, let's bring it to the English audience. So that's what this Kickstarter is for. So this isn't their first like crowdfunding, and this isn't their first game. But yeah, so I don't know. This is not in English, I don't think either. Unboxings. Yeah. So here's Paul's playthrough. Yeah, here's Paul's playthrough. It's happening later today, in an hour and 12 minutes. So you can go head on over there and wait on his stream to And then here's our full playthrough. And then if you want to see our other playthrough, I don't think it's on this page, but we did the live full playthrough. It's like 7 hours long or 8 hours long or something crazy of us playing, answering questions, taking breaks, having fun, playing the second scenario in the game, the Mirazel scenario. So that's on our channel. You can check that out. It's in the same playlist as this one, actually. And we have a how to play video. So Game Boy Geek. I guess he's the Nintendo Game Boy, maybe? Nintendo Game Boy Geek. He's doing a how to play video here. Rule School. And we got See Yourself on Tabletopia. So, oh yeah, you can play this game on Tabletopia, supposedly. I've never done that, but it's there if you want to try it out. But again, you're going to need the rule book down here, I think, for that. So here you can download a draft of the rule book. This is draft 2.1. Downloading here. Come on, rulebook. There we go. Work in progress. So they're constantly adding stuff to this. But if you're curious about how solo mode works, you can read it there if you've already seen our playthrough videos. If you're curious how the third scenario works, that is in here somewhere. The Brass Aft scenario, you can jump here and read all about how it works if you're curious what we're going to be doing on tomorrow for solo and this weekend for the third scenario. So all that's in here. All that's in here if you're curious. They're still editing it, they're still proofreading, and they still have people who are a little better with English helping them work on it. English is not their first language, so you might notice some weird wording in here. I've tried to give them feedback to help them out with some of it. But yeah, that's the one thing that was a little rough for us when we first had the first draft of the rule book. We kept having to ask for clarifications just because there's like a little language gap, but they're gonna obviously keep refining this and making it better. So it's most Kickstarters launch without any rule book. So the fact that they have something here and we were able to fully play from it, I think that is huge, and I really appreciate companies that do that. I think it's nice not to hide behind just pictures of miniatures on your main Kickstarter page, like to actually have some rules you're willing to share with the community right off the bat. I think is a great step, and it allows feedback and open discussion to help make sure the game is the best it can be for the people who want to make sure it is that way. And I like that. I like that a lot. Okay, let's see. Their work translation stuff's here that they're going to work on. Pre-production photos. I don't paint like this, so I scroll past this stuff because my miniatures will never look as cool as this. I don't care. But if you're a painter, man, I'm jelly. I am super jelly. Let's see here. What are you guys saying in the chat? Oh, morning, you're in Alberta, Kate. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, I thought you were more west. I thought you were definitely west. Okay, morning, Alberta. Awesome. Yes, yes. Yeah, 2 hours behind you are, if I remember correctly, from going to Alberta for work a few times. Let's see here. They're up to 47K. I'll go back to the top of the page in a second here. I'm just trying to get to the bottom here to find stuff past all the many pictures. So I guess here's the companies that are going to help them fulfill it, produce it. I don't know any of these companies, so if you guys have any experience with them, let us know in the chat or the comments below. But yeah. So here's the shipping. So I'm in Canada, so to see that it's only $22, that's pretty good. I mean, cool mini or not, Kickstarter pledges end up being like $40 for us, US sometimes, 30 something dollars US. So I mean, that's pretty reasonable. Nothing wrong with that. But yeah, if you're in the same zone they're in, $7, like Europe Zone 1, which is down here somewhere. There's these countries in Zone 1, then there's a bunch in Zone 2, and then other countries. But yeah, you can check out if you're curious. The shipping rates, they're all on the page. It's very far down the page. And here's the timeline. So they're going to Kickstarter end. They're going to work on translation. Pledge manager open in July sometime. Finalizing the unlock stretch goals. August 2020, print data preparation. Prototype production quality check in 2020. September. October, production will begin. February 2021. Yeah, so April, hopefully. In certain countries you'll get it. Obviously COVID pandemic stuff could delay this. The flood of factories that have opened and they're working on backlog Kickstarter projects and stuff, well, obviously could push this around and delay things. So as with any Kickstarter, nothing is, as they say at the front, like things happen, right? Things happen. As long as the game is as good as it can be in the end, that's all you can hope for, right? And doesn't have like 2 years of delays. Let's see. Remember, they've been working on this game for like 5 years, and it's just like an upgraded version of a game they've already made and sold in their country. So they may already have gone through this process and kind of understand what's involved, and may realize, like I said, they have this prototype that they want to send out, like, what month is it? Like 5 months ago. So the one that I'm playing, they've had for about 5 months made, I guess. So 5 months they've been working on stuff for the game. So yeah. A year out seems reasonable for a game that's pretty much like, I'm playing like a pretty good copy of it already. So it's like, yeah, it's not like they don't have art ready and stuff for it, which is a big deal too, right? Guys are just talking about shipping and stuff in the chat. So Jot's got about 15 games waiting for fulfillment. You Kickstarter addicts. There was a point where I used to back a whole bunch, but then I kind of slowed down on it, obviously. But yeah, I used to be pretty crazy with it. But then I started realizing I get upset when things came to retail later, and like, or they come to retail before I get my copy, and that just soured me very much so. And you can always wait till later. If the game is that amazing and you don't want to back it now, if it's that good, you'll get chances to get it later, right? So it's not like you need it now. Like, you can always wait and see. And I do that with a lot of Kickstarters. If it's that great, you'll see it at retail, or you'll see it on their website, or you'll see second editions. You'll see stuff later. Like, this whole fear of missing out that a lot of companies try to hound on you and like make you feel like you'll miss out. It's the only way to get the game. Like, there's so many games to play. So like, don't give into that stuff. There's so many games to play. It's not even funny. Like, if you could go to your gaming store if it wasn't on lockdown right now, there's like so many games sitting there that are just amazing. As I'm going through my back catalog and getting older games, I'm having more fun with those and not worrying about like what's coming out in a year and stuff like that. But that's how I look at it. But I'm very interested in this game though. And Heather's asking, have you played this on your channel? Yes, we have. There's a playlist. We played through it 2-player in the standard scenario, and there's a playthrough video of that. And then we live streamed last weekend. We did a playthrough of the second, longer, more difficult scenario. And upcoming on the channel, we're going to do the third scenario. And tomorrow I'm playing this solo live on the channel. So go to my page, which you can do by clicking on my name, Rob's Gaming Table, down here below the video. And on the page, you'll see right here, upcoming live streams. And these live streams, you'll be able to see, you can just set reminders for the ones. I'll schedule the other one for the weekend later. But yeah, you can totally check that out there. Let's see, what are you saying? Where is this window? Sajat says, you can get the Czech version where I live. There's like one copy in the city. Yes, let's actually go to that. Hold on. I can show you this. BGG Euthia. So if we go to Board Game Geek here, you can see it re-implements this. Legendi Zemi Euthia. I don't know. I'm butchering that completely. I'm just having fun. But here's the original game they made in 2017. So if you're curious, I'm assuming these are production copies. So obviously it, like, for being the first game they ever made, like, this is a little rough. The graphic design isn't that great. Obviously when you're starting out, you do the best you can. But maybe they made some money on this. So here we are. Now they're doing the Euthia Torment of Resurrection, the new version, and now you have pretty stuff like this. Like, they definitely spent money to get proper art and everything and graphic design done. So yeah, this is like a second edition of it, upgraded version is my understanding. So yeah, if you're curious, they did that. It's not in English, but yeah, you can go. I guess, I don't know. There's not much here for this game on Board Game Geek, but yeah, self-published. But if you're curious, that is there. So Babita23 is asking, as you've played the game, did you feel at a later point of the game that is kind of repetitive, or like, how many rounds do we have to play until the dragon finally hits in? No. I always feel, I get stressed out. I look over and see around like round 11 and out of 12, or round 10 out of 12 to prepare for the dragon. And I always start stressing out, wishing I had more rounds to get things done. That tight clock on the game of like, the dragon is coming in both scenarios we played. There's like, or in the second scenario, when you're trying to get those magic barriers done to get rid of those Mirzel events, you only have 5 rounds to do those. So I always feel like there's a pressure and a clock on you, and you have to try to be very like, it's very Euro-y. You're trying to be efficient in getting as many efficient things done as you can with as little move as you have, and as little money as you have, and as little actions as you have, and as many rounds as you're limited by. So no, I feel like sometimes I want to play more and buy bigger armor and get better weapons and get more abilities unlocked. And then all of a sudden the dragon comes and you have to do the best with what you have, which I think is super cool. Obviously, as you play this more, you're going to get better at being efficient with it. But things are random in the stores, right? You may lose a monster battle that you planned on winning to get the money you needed, and then use your next turn to go to the place of trade to get your armor, and you may have failed, so now you have to readjust and make it work as best as you can. So you may go kill a monster and get the trophy delivered and get the reward, but you get armor all of a sudden, and maybe your plans of getting different armor was, there or whatever. It depends on the quests you have too and stuff. It may totally change up. All of a sudden you unlock a tile where there's new quests there, and I have this armor for that quest. I'm gonna go sell my armor to him, or give my armor in for a reward now, and it changes things up. And then all of a sudden now you've now done something else that has taken up a round, and now you're a round behind to maybe do something else. So it's like, I always feel like there's not enough time to get all the things done, as if I'm explaining that correctly. But yeah. Similar to how Eldritch works with its Doom track. I'm not sure. I've never played Eldritch Horror. Yeah, I'm not sure. It feels similar to like Lord of the Rings, Journeys of Middle-earth, having like that timer, like a threat track, like that kind of idea. It feels a little bit like that. Like there's a boss fight coming in a certain amount of rounds. You have to do as much as you can, and he's there. So it's like, but the whole time you're trying to be efficient, gaining points as you can to help you unlock your abilities, get gold, buy things, fight off the opponent, try to kill them, like get quests done, mine for things. Like it's just a big Euro-y like sandbox to do whatever you want. But at the end, there's a boss fight coming. So it's like, feels like a video game. That's like what it's like, a sandboxy video game. Same as Eldritch? Yeah, okay. Okay. And Craig's here says, hey Rob, your videos are the reason I backed this great looking game. You should be getting commission, LOL. I know, I'm not. I'm not getting any money for this stuff, but I just like to show, the whole reason I have this YouTube channel was to show off cool games to people who maybe played board games and find my YouTube channel and are like, there's other complex games out there, or you want to see it. There's not enough playthroughs of bigger, longer, heavier games. And that's what I do here. And here's a bigger, longer, heavier game that I think is pretty cool. Has a theme I like, plays really fun. I've played it. So I just want to show it off. So, and chat about it. And I've played it. So it's not like I'm just looking over at Kickstarter here and I'm like, yeah, it looks great, guys, by the pictures. No, I've played it. So I can talk to it, which I don't normally, you can't normally do that, right? So that's the reason why I'm doing this. Yeah. If you don't back it, that's all good. As long as I give you the information and you feel you've seen enough to know whether you want to back it or not, that's all I care. Like, if you're just like, not for me, great, I did my job. You saw enough and you thought it wasn't for you. That's perfect. That's perfect. Heather, going outside and enjoying the fresh air is always more important than watching my channel. I understand completely. I got a little sunburnt. I don't know if you could tell. I have some red on my forehead. My arm hurts in the shower today. It was burning. Yeah, I got way too much sun. I was sitting outside reading rule books for like 2 hours straight and totally forgot to put on sunscreen. I'm an idiot. But yeah. Let's see here. Da, 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 da. So yeah, another thing, Heather, if you, like I was saying earlier, if you haven't watched playthroughs on my channel yet, another thing you can do right after this stream ends, in about an hour from now, Paul over at Gaming Rules is doing his video today, his tutorial and playthrough. So you can check that out here, somewhere on this page. Right here. So head on over to here, click on the name, and boom. So he's got people waiting. Yeah, there you go. You guys are waiting for him to go play the game. So yeah, go check out his video. You can watch him play it today. I'll be in the chat a little bit, as much as I can, to kind of see what's up. I'm curious what characters he's playing with. I don't know what scenario he's doing, so I'm going to be surprised by that. But I want to see how he teaches the game. I'm very interested. So yeah, so check that out. Yeah. I don't know. Let me refresh the page. Let's get to the top here. Let's see. Where are we at? So remember, this is no Frosthaven giant huge campaign. This is like, you know, their second crowdfunding game ever. But they're like halfway here, more than halfway to their goal. 644 backers. That's good for them. That's good for them. Oh, here you go. They're from Prague and Czech Republic, right there. There you go. This is their first like Kickstarter game, but not their first crowdfunding game, is my understanding. So they got the $79 US or more core pledge. Yeah, there you go. 13.2 pounds of weight. And then the $95. Yeah, I would just, if I were backing it, not getting a review copy in the future, I would just do the miniature pledge, to be honest. That's not much more. I like playing from my Tainted Grail experience. I had fun us playing with miniatures. Even though we didn't have monster miniatures on the map and everything, I'm fine with that. I like that I didn't have to go rummage through a box to find the minis to play with. We just had our character miniature and we just grabbed the monster cards and had some fun. I don't need 100 miniatures on the board and be digging through like we have our problem with Arkham Horror. No, not Arkham Horror. Mansions of Madness, 2nd edition. I have so many expansions for that game. Just pulling it out and playing a scenario, and if I go in the app and add all the components we have, I literally can take up my entire table with miniatures and trying to dig through them to find the monster you're playing with. Super annoying, super annoying. So yeah, I can understand, and I'm totally cool with not having a whole game full of miniatures for the opponents. Kind of like, I like the way Gloomhaven does it, where it tells you what you need to play with for the scenario, so you can get them out in advance. But yeah, I don't need miniatures for that stuff. So, but I do like having minis for your hero, especially if you're playing on camera. It pops better too for like an overhead shot rather than the standees. It kind of sucks the standee moving around the map when you're like directly above it on the camera. Can't really see it. Multi-core pledges, miniature multi-core pledge. That's it. That's it. So the stretch goal stuff. Where was that? Right here. The goal. So they need to get to 125k to even add some monster cards and another finish for the monsters. So I mean, hopefully they get there. Hopefully they get all the way up. We get a new character at 250k. Like, but it's going on for 28 days. It's not a super short campaign, which I like. I feel like they should be over 10 days. That's like 10 days is too short. Too short. I almost have Heather sold on Too Many Bones thanks to our playthroughs. That game's amazing. I love Too Many Bones. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if my love for that game comes out or not, but the fact I've played so many times on our channel, I want to, and I've been itching to get it back to the table again. Love that game. Yeah, they're doing well for it being like an hour in. That's for sure. So yeah. But yeah, Dragon Minis. So yeah, I was hoping that some of these would be here. I was hoping that the add-ons would be there. I wanted to check those out. That was another reason I wanted to come to the page, just to see the prices of like the Griffin add-on and stuff. So I don't know. Like, I don't know how much a miniature like that would be, and like an extra add-on. Like, I don't know how much this would be. $10 add-on probably. Does anyone know, like, other Kickstarters, how much this kind of add-on would normally cost? Like, I don't know. And yes, Rodnoff, I did back the latest Cloudspire Kickstarter. I did back it. And funny thing with that one is, I was supposed to do preview playthroughs for that game too. Had prototypes sent to me about 2 weeks before the campaign. And thanks to COVID, border lockdown crap between the US and Canada, it didn't show up to my door till late last week. And the Kickstarter's over. So I have the prototypes for the Cloudspire expansions now. And my idea was I was going to play it, see how it worked, do some video playthroughs, discuss it with you guys, just like this. And they didn't come in time, so that sucked. They shipped it out only a couple weeks before the Kickstarter, and just that was right when the lockdown stuff was happening. So yeah, but I did back it. I did back the expansion, so I will have them on the channel when I get them. Yeah. And if for some reason they send me review copies, I will have some prizes to give away then. That's like how that will work. Yeah. Dragon saying he guesses the Griffin Mini would be like a $5 to $10 add-on. That's interesting. That's interesting. Yeah, I can see that. That doesn't seem like it's 60mm mini. I don't know what that compares to, but I don't think that's like. What are the ones like in Zombicide? Those are like 28mm or something. Like the little survivor guys. They're small, right? Kate says, shakes head. I have way too many minis to paint, and the room/area I was going to turn into a painting area is now my home office since my job moved all of us working remotely in February. Yeah, that's the thing. A lot of people are like running out of space at home now because they're all stuck at home working or can't go out. Oh, okay. Guzumi says, as a reference, the add-on for the Tainted Grail 5th character was €10. Okay. But again, the character miniatures and those are smaller than this Griffin, I'm assuming. So maybe it'll be more than that. Maybe it'll be more. Awesome. Scale 75 is right now for those painters who want quick painting on their minis. All right. Well, any other questions related to Euthia that I didn't answer in the live streams or earlier today or the gameplays? Yeah. I will be playing solo tomorrow, so shout out to that, or check that out. We have people waiting already. That's awesome. It's on the main Kickstarter page. You can check that out, or head on over to Rob's Gaming Table, youtube.com/Rob's Gaming Table. You can set reminder for our solo play tomorrow. So actually starting around this time tomorrow is when I'll be playing it live. Experimenting, we'll go through the rules, kind of make sure we understand and how the solo stuff works. And then we'll just jump into a playthrough. And we'll play the standard scenario because it's the shorter one. And yeah, we'll just play through it slow and talk about it. You guys can help me make decisions. And we'll just play through the game and have some fun. And then you can check out the solo play of it. Let's see. Yeah, and there's a card and tile involved in that little expansion add-on too for the Griffin. This game, a lot of people are comparing this game, Euthia, to Mage Knight. And if you're into PC gaming, it's like Heroes of Might and Magic or Diablo. I'm being told that that is what they are heavily inspired by. Or the game is heavily inspired by those type of 90s games where you go around sandboxy style, just beating the crap out of enemies, getting loot, upgrading your hero, and an eventual boss fight at the end kind of idea. At least that's the standard scenario, how it works. Now Kate's now in the mood to play Heroes of Might and Magic. I need to check that game out. I remember hearing about it in the 90s or whatever, right? That's when it came out, I think. And I just wasn't into that. I was playing like Warcraft 1 and 2 and 3. Those are what I was playing around those times. Or Command and Conquer. I think that stuff was all around the same time, like RTS games. And Super Nintendo and N64 stuff, of course. But yeah. So Rodnoff says, this is a good one. Actually, Runebound 2nd edition. I looked into that game. This gives that kind of vibe. It 100% feels a little bit like Runebound, which was a game by, like, I think FFG, right? So Rodnoff says, it looks like, after watching our playthroughs, it looks like Mage Knight and Runebound 2nd edition had a baby. That's what it is. That's exactly the best way I've heard it described. That is the best way I've heard it described. Because we missed out on Runebound. I didn't know what it was. I looked into it. It is the same idea, like competitive, running around a map, building yourself up, and then it feels like Mage Knight, the map unveiling itself as you go, liberating places, that kind of thing. Yes, very much like that. Very much like that. Oh, does anyone just sit here and watch these go for like hours? I used to put these on at work. I used to work in an office, and I had like 3 monitors on one monitor. It was like open office concept too for fun. I would just literally, if an important Kickstarter, I would literally just put it up on one of my monitors, and people would be walking by, and I'm just watching like the money rack up, and they're like, "What the heck are you doing?" Like, I'm just watching important server stuff. Yeah. And yeah, I was just watching Kickstarter goals go up. Just watching this bar fill up here. It's fun just watching the money rack in. It's very addictive. Does anyone else do that? Or am I completely crazy? Am I crazy? So Babe Does says, yes, but in Runebound, you just play your own game. And you love how, and he or she loves how they play enemies, the other players play enemies. Yeah, it keeps the other players engaged too. I like that. So you're not just playing like solitaire on the same map. That's what I like about this game. There's a lot of take that. Like, not only do you take, kind of like worker placement, take that, where you're like grabbing locations on the board before your opponent can get there, sometimes locking them out of treasure, or making them pay a gold to use a place, I think is kind of neat. So sometimes you can race to things before your opponent, but also trying to race to get quests done before your opponent, and also controlling the monsters to try to kill your opponent. I love that. I love that aspect of it. It's super neat. I was a little worried when I first saw it. I was like, oh, it's not co-op. And I passed. I literally, when they sent me the game, I was like, it's not co-op, Mel. I don't care about it. Because this kind of game should be co-op. But then later I read through the rules and I was like, okay. I see the appeal here. I want to check it out. So I was originally like kind of upset they didn't have co-op, but every game can't be the same. Like, I understand you have to have different stuff, or else who needs another fantasy co-op game, right? Like, you just would pass, right? But it's got its own thing going on for it. And have I seen Crisis at Steamfall at all? Well, I don't know what that is. There's new Kickstarters coming out every 30 seconds. If it's another Kickstarter, let me check it out. So we're getting hijacked here. Crisis at Steamfall. Has this already happened, or is it currently going? Oh, this already happened, right? This is an older Kickstarter. Can't tell when it happened. But no, I don't know anything about this. Successful Geek. Oh, Genesis. Oh, okay. Genesis. Oops. Preview run through. This one? Ah, here we go. Yeah, I don't know what this is. Give me the pitch. It's a multifaceted action building game that throws you into a uniquely generated city where you pursue extensive options for developing your character, build a path towards success in the city by creating synergies between abilities, items, and companions. Each card is skillfully crafted for maximum replayability. Solo versus N co-op. Never heard about it. Oh, they got minis. First thing you're going to see about the game. No, at least they showed the game out on the table here. A lot of companies will show you minis before they even show you their game. And that I think is wrong. Yeah, I'm not sure. Oh, you get your early bird little cardboard card holder. I like the one that's from in Sword and Sorcery like this, so I think that's cool. Too many games, man. Too many games. Oh, jeez. Stop it. I'll keep this open. I'll look at this later after the stream. Oh, man. Solo, co-op, and PvP. If there's only another game I play and love that has all three modes like that. If only I could think. Cloudspire. Cloudspire. Which I think is awesome. After being spoiled with Cloudspire from Chip Theory Games, having PvP if you want to play it, having solo if you want to play it, and having co-op if you want to play it, I just wish every company did that now for every game. I wish I could go back and do that to some of the games I have. Obviously, there's fan-made expansions and stuff and fan-made rules that people do for a lot of popular games if they don't have solo modes. But I love that. Every company should now think like that going forward. Have PvP, have solo, have co-op if you can. But then again, if it has co-op, it pretty much can be played solo already. So, but yeah, sometimes you just want to mess with other players. And I like that. Too many games, too many bones. You don't need the minis to play. Okay, cool. I like games that give you the option of that. You're crazy. Have you seen? It was fun watching the Frosthaven campaign launch, says Heather. Yeah, I had fun doing that stream. That's why I was going to do this stream. But I couldn't figure out when this was going live to schedule it in advance. But then I found out this morning. So everyone in our Patreon Discord saw this morning, I get a message. Who was it? Dragon, you messaged saying like, hey, Rob, you doing that live stream for the Euthia launch? And I was like, I wasn't. And I'm sitting here, I have a computer open. I'm trying to like tinker with a desktop PC I have, trying to figure out using it as like a streaming PC. And I was like, that was my project for this morning, was to figure that out. And yeah, then I was like, I guess I could live stream, and I whipped it together. I was like, let me set up the room for live streaming. So yeah, this is kind of thrown together, but I have fun doing this. This is kind of cool to just like chat about it as it's live. We can look over the page and stuff. But yeah, I am glad they did the stretch goals there, but I was hoping that the add-ons would be live already. I don't like that they don't have that ready yet. So it's like, I know they have 28 days and they want to share stuff later to get it hyped up. Maybe have people like new news to share so people come back to the campaign, raise some more money, share it with your friends, hit some news sites, that kind of stuff. I understand why you don't want to just throw everything up front and just dump it and leave it. You want to kind of keep the new stuff, keep the excitement going through the campaign. But I was hoping I would go here and see a lot more. I was hoping for more information on those other scenarios too. These ones. I was hoping there'd be some more info here. I'm going to email them actually to see if they have like rules for these yet. And maybe I can play some of these on the channel even over the course of the campaign. Because it'd be cool if we can do like on a weeknight, do this hunt one, just try it out, just to see what it's like. Or this highly competitive version. And imminent threats. Yeah, I want to know what these are about. These are what I'm most excited about, is more scenarios to try. So yeah. Thank you, Heather. I appreciate that. She says, glad you're able to stream. The community you have built is fun and friendly. Yeah, I love all you guys. You guys are awesome. I love chatting with everybody on here in live streams. That's the whole reason I do these live streams now. At first, I just like did live streams and was like, yeah, I'll kind of do them. They're kind of fun. And then, yeah, you guys kept showing up and yeah, chatting in the chat. And I just had more fun doing that than editing videos in the background. And yeah, I'd rather just play a game live and chat with you guys. A little more pressure there, of course. But it is fun to play and chat. You guys are super friendly about it. I love it. So yes, you guys are all awesome. Without you guys, it's like whatever. I wouldn't be doing this stuff. So I appreciate that. Appreciate all your support and stuff too. Successful Geek says, I'm grumpy and mean, though that doesn't come across. Yeah, I don't read it like that at all. You're just a sarcastic bastard, I guess. And I'm like reading it like you're smiling and saying it, but you're like really grinning like, great job, Rob. Your live streams are amazing. Sea of Legends. What that is. Let's see. I recommend Hunters AD 2114. Holy man. Thank you, Kate. Oh, that's nice. Kate appreciates talking with us and Mel and everyone else. Yeah, Sam, you're awesome too. You guys are all awesome. Stop it. Stop it. Stop being too nice in the chat. Stop being nice. Yeah, the money to Kickstarter ratio, it's tough. So many Kickstarters, and it's hard right now with a pandemic too. I chatted with them about that. They were delaying it before, and I was like, man, with a pandemic going on, a lot of these companies doing Kickstarters, it's like, it's risky, right? Because it might not do as well as it would with a pandemic, obviously, but some of these companies are just saying, we're going to go with it. We don't care. We're fine with that. They need to keep funding coming, right? So they still are working in the background. They want to have something to work on. So hopefully everything's all solved and fixed by the time this launches. Assuming this funds. This is not funded yet. It's been over an hour and it's not funded, guys. Oh my God. I'm just kidding. We got lots of time. 27 days. All right. Yeah, imagine the Frosthaven Kickstarter without the pandemic. 20 million? Like, who even knows? Who even knows? That'd be insane. All right, Hexy Beast, thank you for stopping in. Stay Hexy, yes. Awesome. I should probably eat some lunch before Paul's live stream. I was going to eat lunch before this stream went live, and I realized I didn't have time. All right, so I am going to say check this stream out. I linked it down in the description below. If it's not there, refresh the page. But it's also on the main Kickstarter page. Go check out Gaming Rules. He's going to be streaming this game in 35 minutes. Countdown right here. Countdown right here. So yeah, I'll be in there in the chat for a bit too. Checking that out on one of my monitors while I'm working here. So yeah, you get to learn the game. If you haven't already checked out our playthroughs, it's a good way to start. If you want to check out our playthroughs later, they're already on YouTube. But this one I believe is doing live, so you can chat and ask questions. I'm sure the developers will be popping in too, since this is like an official video. Yeah, so that should help. But yeah, thanks a lot for tuning in. Thanks a lot for watching live. Thanks for joining me in this duct tape and bubblegum live stream I put together here. But yeah, I appreciate you guys hanging out. And I'll see you guys to play this solo tomorrow live. And hopefully this weekend we'll be playing the third scenario, a nice epic long stream with Mel and I, playing the third Brathsath scenario. Isn't the name of the dragon? And also tomorrow, yes, tomorrow I'll be back continuing our 7th Continent live playthrough series. Spoiler warning on that, obviously. Doing our 3 curse run. So if you can tolerate me roaming around the island, getting hit by traps and stuff, and you find that fun, join me for my live 7th Continent stream starting tomorrow back up again. But there are playlists for all that stuff at Rob's Gaming Table. And thank you to everyone supporting me on Patreon. You guys are all awesome. So yeah, thank you so much. If you want any links to any of the stuff I've been talking about, the Euthia stuff, Paul's stream, my streams, all this stuff, links are down in the description below. And thank you so much everyone for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll be scheduling some more live streams soon. We just got some more games in, which we'll be posting on the Patreon. Thank you everyone for that. And yeah, bye-bye. Oh, 7th Continent is Thursday. Yes, 7th Continent is Thursday, not tomorrow. Tomorrow's live stream for this. Days are all mixed up for me. So yes, tomorrow is Euthia solo. The next day we're getting back into 7th Continent solo. Thank you so much. Thanks, Mel. All right. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.